Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the students and parents who have joined us today for the virtual open house. My name is Priya Basumatari, and I'm an assistant manager in the Office of Outreach and also an Ashoka alumna. Our speaker for today is Jinal Shah, Assistant Director, Office of Outreach at Ashoka University. Welcome, Jinal. Before we get started, I would like to inform our audience that the deadline for round two of Ashoka's undergraduate program is 11th January 2023. You do not have to wait for your 12th board marks or CUET to apply. You can get a confirmed offer of admission and financial aid even before your final board results are announced. Without further delay, I request Jinal to please take over and address our audience. Audience, kindly type in your questions in the Q&A box on your Zoom screen, and we will take them up later. Over to you, Jinal.
Thank you, Priya. Priya, am I audible?
Sorry, yes, we can hear you. We can see you.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Priya. Good evening and a warm welcome to everybody who's joined us this evening with all the festivities around and the new year just around the corner. I assume and believe that all of you all are a keen applicant to Ashoka, or you have done some bit of research around Ashoka and you want to know more about it. The session absolutely intends to give you full information around Ashoka pedagogy, anything to do with academics, admissions, all of that we'll cover. Post that, if you have any questions, please put in your questions in the Q&A. Once we finish our presentation, I will take a few questions also, and we'll try to best answer. In case if we can't answer today, we will make sure that we reach out to you and we answer all your queries. With that, I'll share my screen and we have a small deck to present. Post that, we will take the Q&A. I will also put this on a slideshow mode. Just give me a second. Okay, so this is on a slideshow. So this is the Ashoka University campus in the background. For everybody, that's also the background, behind me. So this is the university campus. We're one of the largest collective philanthropic initiatives in India. We're located in Sonipat. This is spread across 25 acres. The campus is amazing. It's something that I think all of you all should take a tour once. The campus is open for our campus tours on Mondays and Fridays. If you're in and around Delhi, please book your slots on the website and you'll be good to go. The team will guide you on how do you actually visit the campus. Looking further in terms of what we really have to offer. So we offer a liberal education program. Now, when I say liberal education, it is not liberal arts or humanities. Most often, I've heard students walking in and say, oh, I think this is liberal arts, so it's humanities. But no, this is natural sciences, social sciences, humanities, everything bringing it together. We're one of the pioneering universities in the country that, began a liberal education program. Today, the new NEP policy of 2020, as well as the UGC regulation policy, also somewhere mandates universities to bring in liberal education program. But we've done that, we've mastered that over the last 7 years of journey that we've had. We're giving the students the freedom to choose their courses. The word liberal comes from a Greek word which says liberty, and hence the students have the liberty and the freedom to choose their courses. To me, if you are at this stage of life where you're in grade 12 and you have to make that career decision, I know how daunting it can be. I've been into career counseling for over a decade and I understand that. But yes, at this point in time, you may not be able to narrow down your options. And hence you pick up a program that gives you that flexibility. We're also looking at an interdisciplinary approach, which in today's time becomes very, very relevant because the real world is not very linear. We see that, the boundaries of different industries are collapsing, and hence to understand the intersections of these industries and subjects is very critical. So that's what we focus at Ashoka. Also, the next point that I've put in here, and you can see that we put in a T-shape here, which says allows breadth and depth. The traditional education system technically takes you only to the depth of subjects, but here we are focusing on the breadth and the depth both. When I say the breadth, we're talking about the foundation programs at Ashoka, and I will talk further on my slides of what these foundation programs are. The most critical piece is the skill building. While most institutions and curriculums and syllabuses will cover the academic part of it, but skills are something which is very, very important. It's a very well-known research which says that, each of us would change 3 careers in our lifetime. And mind you, it's saying careers and not jobs, which means you will be switching 3 separate industries. Hence, it's very important that, you develop your skills along the way. What skills are we really talking about? We're talking about critical thinking, problem solving, communication, social awareness. And these are real-time skills that are required. So at Ashoka, while we focus on the academic rigor and the research piece, we also focus a lot on skill building. Talking further about what makes Ashoka as a unique university for you. So we're giving you the freedom to choose and explore your programs. So when you come in undeclared at the university. You don't have to declare your major. You declare your major right in the middle of your program. So after like 3 semesters, you declare your major. That's the exploration phase that you have at Ashoka. You're learning from the best. We're very, very proud of the fact that we've been able to bring in the best of the academic pool of faculties, and they're from leading institutes across the globe. Either they've taught there or they've studied there, and you can look up to the list on the website as well. They're all PhD scholars, so you're learning from the best academic resources in the country. We're looking beyond rote learning. I think the traditional education system somewhere has just put us into this whole bucket of, syllabus, exams, questions and answers, but nobody ever focused on real life problems, real learning. And hence, at Ashoka, you actually learn real life stuff, not just rote learning. We have world-class education and we're making it affordable for all. That is the vision of our university. We're one of the largest philanthropic university, and we've made it possible for every student today. We're also talking about more than grades. So we're not judging you basis your academic grades, and hence our admission process is very, very holistic. We have a vibrant and a diverse student body at the campus. It's amazing to have students who come from different backgrounds and then to kind of, share your ideas along in that classroom. India's best have contributed to Ashoka. As I said, we're a philanthropic university. We have 200 plus founders and donors. They have given us that vision, and we've brought this vision together. We're also, bringing in a launch pad to become leaders. When I say leaders, we're not really talking of political leaders. We were talking of leaders in your own streams or in your own industry. So these are the unique, offering of Ashoka as a university. Talking straight about the undergrad program. So anybody after grade 12th is open to apply to an undergrad program at Ashoka. You can come from any streams, humanities, commerces, sciences, any curriculum, CBSE, ISC, Cambridge, IB. You're welcome at Ashoka. The program that we offer is a 3-year degree program. Now we've made it into a 4-year program. So it's a BA honors and a BSc honors program. You have the foundation courses, you have the major, minors, and the co-curriculars. Also, research is a piece which is the DNA of Ashoka. So by default, every student at Ashoka does research. Unlike other universities, the foundation courses are not stacked at the first year, but they are progressive. You can complete your foundation courses over your 3 years or 4 years at Ashoka. Talking about what these foundation courses are, the next slide will cover that. Now, majors and minors, just to break it down very simply for everybody, whatever is your first choice of course, that becomes your major. Whatever is your second best area of interest becomes your minor. One major is mandatory. Minors, you may pick, you may not pick. It's up to you to decide. You may pick more than a minor is also a choice that you get. So that's the flexibility that you get. Co-curricular courses, we have 2 of them, and you've got to pick any 2, and these are mandatory. Talking about the 4th year at Ashoka. So the 4th year at Ashoka gives you a research degree. You also have multiple options to look at. You can do an advanced major. So whatever you choose at your undergrad level, you can take it to an advanced level. You can convert a minor into an equivalent major. So that, typically the dual degree program that most international universities offer, it's aligned to that. You also can get into research and thesis. You can get into teaching assistantship or pursue a completely new minor. This is the offering, and this is the 4th-year offering for everybody who wants to take it up. Talking about the foundation courses at Ashoka. They call foundation courses because we believe that irrespective of whatever you choose as your majors or your career, these are going to be life skill programs, and hence every student at Ashoka has to take this program. I know we've had couple of students walk up and say that, why mandatory mathematical thinking? I've dropped math. I don't want to study math. We get it. We understand it, but we made it mandatory for a reason. This is mathematical thinking, and this is not really math. It's the thinking skill. It's the analytical skills that are required through your life. We're also talking of mind and behavior. Whether you like it or not, you will deal with people all your life, and hence mind and behavior becomes very, very important. Looking at another course, which is economics, politics, and society. Whether you like it or not, you do get affected by the economic policies of your country, global policies around you, the politics that that goes on around you, the society, the biases, all of that. Hence, understanding that is very, very imperative. Indian Civilization, Principles of Sciences, these are 2 courses that are made mandatory by UGC, and they have to be part of every curriculum. Introduction to Critical Thinking, the ability to ask the right set of questions and to analyze a situation from multiple perspectives, is a skill, and it's very important irrespective of whatever, career options you take up, whatever job roles you take up. The critical thinking piece remains very, very important. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but these are 9 courses. You're going to complete them eventually over your 4 years at Ashoka. You do get the flexibility to pick and choose when and how you're doing that. But yes, all the 9 programs are mandatory. Talking about the major, minors, and the co-curriculars. You'll see I've put in here 4 columns. Here are the pure majors. We've listed down all of them. Just, quickly, I'll just go through all of them. Biology, chemistry, computer science, economics, English, history, mathematics, philosophy, physics, political science, psychology, sociology, and anthropology. You've got to declare one major at the end of your 3rd semester. And this could be from the pure majors column or from the interdisciplinary majors. Just to give you an understanding of what is an interdisciplinary major, or interdisciplinary major is where we picked up 2 courses and we've combined them. Just to give you an example, say history and IR, you possibly can't understand international relations without having a background of history, or say English and media studies, computer science and entrepreneurship. So these are courses which are called interdisciplinary majors. Between your pure majors and interdisciplinary majors, you've got to pick up any one program. You declare this at the end of your 3rd semester, not before that. You're given the full freedom to explore your courses before that. Here's a list of your minors as well: entrepreneurship, environmental studies, IR, media studies, visual arts, performing arts, creative writing, Sanskrit studies, China studies. Also, you can pick up a pure major as a minor. To give it more clearly, biology can be my major and mathematics can be my minor, with one more minor like an international relations. Or I can pick up English as my major, media studies as my minor, and psychology as my second minor. There are 200 plus combinations that you can create possibly with this list that I've put in here. Co-curriculum courses, which otherwise don't find a fitment into the regular academic course, are mandatory. You can pick up any 2 of them. And these are also programs that somewhere you've not experienced at your school level. So it's interesting to explore something like performing arts, photography, film, art, theater. You can pick up any 2 of your choice. Again, students coming from any streams can apply for any of these programs. The prerequisites for few courses is, for a physics major, you need to have taken physics as your course, as your subject, at least in your 11th and 12th grade. If you drop physics, you can't take a physics major or minor. Mathematics is mandatory to pursue a major in mathematics. I mean, I think it's very obvious that you need to have a math, as your subject. For economics, physics, or computer science, a non-math student will have to complete a mathematical thinking foundation course and a calculus-enabled course in the semester 1. So if you intend, or if you're interested to take up economics or computer sciences, but you've dropped math, You still have a chance to take up that program at Ashoka. It's just that in your first semester, you will have to, take up these two courses and then you'll be able to go further with it. So here, a student who's coming from probably humanities or a traditional arts background in India can actually graduate with biology at Ashoka or a computer science at Ashoka. So that is the beauty of liberal education, where you can, look at intersections of different curriculums, different courses, and you can mix and blend as per your interests. So taking further about the sciences at Ashoka. So most often, I think we've associated saying liberal arts and they must be just humanities, but no, if you look at it here, there's physics, biology, chemistry, mathematics, computer sciences. These are the pure sciences. We're also looking at interdisciplinary pure sciences, which is computer science, entrepreneurship, computer science and mathematics. A new discipline that we've just introduced is computer science and philosophy, a very, very unique program. I mean, to me, I haven't seen any such program in any Indian university which gives you computer science and philosophy. So these are the science programs at Ashoka. Also, why study sciences at Ashoka? I mean, I've had students who walked up, and said that, I thought, Ashoka was liberal education and arts, but here, just giving you a little more understanding of why study sciences at Ashoka. It's a very unique liberal education pedagogy, which you don't find in a regular science course if you were to take up a BSc program outside. Here, you will not just learn theoretical, but you will actually learn the methodology of questionings. It's an industry-oriented program, so you're not really learning theories and technical aspect, but you're really learning real industry stuff. We're looking at intersections of courses also here. So you can look at a biology with chemistry, how it really operates in the real world. Or if you're looking at physics with, say, computer science, or say computer science with mathematics. I mean, these are unique combinations to look at. We're talking about cutting edge research. Now, research is something that usually comes at an post-graduation level or probably at a PhD level. But here you have a program which is at an undergrad level offering you research options. We're also talking about faculties that are coming from global universities across. If you're more interested, you can actually go up to the faculty page and see the level of research that they've done. Most of our faculties are PhD scholar faculties, and they themselves are either currently involved into research or have already done some bit of research, and you can actually get that exposure with them. We're also focusing on societal issues and real life problems. So you're not just learning sciences from an age-old point of view, but in the real current world, what are the real life challenges and problems? And you will be actually solving a few of them as well when you are studying at Ashoka. This is a science park this is just the structure of the science park, which is in the making. So we are expanding our campus and we have put in a lot of investments around that. And the vision is to have a dedicated science park and given the infrastructure for science and research at Ashoka. We're building, two marquee schools at Ashoka. One is the Trivedi School of Biosciences. And this is like a, 1,000, this is not even 1,000. This is like a 120,000 square feet of building, which will in-house the bioscience and the chemistry department, with focus on Center for Disease Biology, Center for Inflammation Biology, Center for Synthesis Biology. So this is a unique opportunity, and bio is the new data today. Like, data was a point, earlier, but the 21st century is going to be about biology. So this is going to be a focus center for biosciences. We also have the Ashoka Innovation Center, which is also in the making. The focus here is where, you will have industry actually giving opportunities and funding actual research. That is something unique, where you will have real-time, industries that are giving you funds to conduct research and research with real-time problems, to look at. So we're providing a startup ecosystem to Ashoka researchers to foster links with the industry. It will also facilitate translation of research carried out at Ashoka and build an innovation mindset. So these are the two schools that we are a huge focus at Ashoka, and this is in the making. We will soon come up with this. Also, just to give you all an understanding on the university. So the university is planning to expand. Currently, we are, in 25 acres. We are expanding the campus, and we have another 25-acre in the making. The eventual vision for us is to have a 100+ acre campus. So we'll be 5x time the current size that we are. And our intake will also double. The current intake, is 2,600, including the undergrad and the postgrad programs at Ashoka. This will go up to 5,000. Plus the two new schools that I spoke about, the School of Biosciences, the School of Advanced Computing, and the Science Park, which is going to be a dedicated, space for science research. Talking about the faculty at Ashoka, to me, any university can bring in the infrastructure, but the faculty is a very, very unique offering of Ashoka. And that is really, I would say, we're very proud of the faculty pool that we've been able to attract. These are the faculties that are, globally renowned faculties. Also, we have, I would say, a diversity in the faculty pool. Also, we have an American, a Canadian, a British, and an Indian faculty, and they've all either taught at top rank universities or are graduates from those top rank universities. This is just, a shortlisted few faculties, and we put in here, but there are many more on the website that you can actually go through. You can also write to the faculty in case if you want to discuss any subject specific, topic that you would like to know about. You can actually write to the faculties at Ashoka. Talking about the holistic admission process, and it says it's beyond cutoffs. And that's exactly where I mentioned earlier also that we want to look at you as a whole, and hence we will not just look at marks or grades to bring you on the campus. So it's a 4-stage process. The stage 1 is your application and assessment. I am assuming that most of you all have started your application. If you haven't started, I think you should just start your application. It's a free application on the website. The application will ask about your academic scores for 3 years, a 10th, 11th, 12th scores. 12th, you may not have your scores for now, which is absolutely okay. You can put in your predicted grades. We don't need your board exam results. You can apply way before that, and you can hear like a confirmed offer from us. So students who are still sitting on the fence thinking that I will take my board exams and then apply to universities, I just want to say that you might get a little late there. So just start applying now. SAT and ACT scores, if you have, we're happy to look at those scores, but you don't have to specifically go and take a SAT score just to apply to Ashoka. Personal essays, also there are, prompts which are given as part of the application. You've got to engage with those prompts and write those essays. A letter of recommendation coming from somebody who's known you in a professional capacity but has a personal context of you. We like to kind of hear from them as well. Non-academic engagement, where we're wanting to look at you as a whole. So we said that academic only gives us one aspect, but we're wanting to know what are your passion areas. What outside your school or your books have you been doing? And we are very happy to see that as well. So the intent is to know you as a whole, and hence we put in these multiple sections here. After the application comes in the assessment, which is the Ashoka aptitude test. It's an aptitude test. It's not an entrance exam. So you don't really have to put in a lot of preparation around that. It's basic, but it's mandatory. Everybody needs to take the Ashoka application test and the on-the-spot essay. The on-the-spot essay is a 30-minute essay. Again, the prompts will be given to you. Both the AAA and the on-the-spot essay are on the same date. If you're taking the round 2, there's a specific date. I'll share that date also. And everybody needs to take that. Only then you come to stage 2. So the stage 1 is your application, your aptitude test, and your on-the-spot essay. Also, Ashoka application is a little lengthy application, so I would urge that you start early so that you're able to submit in time. After the stage 1, we take the effort to read every application that comes in, every word of what you've written in an application. There's no algorithm at Ashoka that sorts the application. So we will read the whole application, your assessments, your on-the-spot essay, and then we shortlist candidates. The shortlisted candidates get an interview invite. I think we should just change this name. It's more like an interaction and not like an interview. Interview just sounds very, very formal or very, very, I think it just puts a lot of pressure on you as a student. I get that, but it's just an interaction. It's a conversation. We want to have a dialogue with the person who's written the application. So we've read your application, we found it interesting. We want to see you in, person, and hence a virtual interview is set up. After the virtual interview, we give you your admission decisions. You can receive a confirmed offer, a conditional offer, a waitlisted, a deferral of decision, or a denial of admission. Any of these, and then comes the financial aid. So after you have an offer at Ashoka, you can apply for a financial aid at Ashoka. I mentioned we are a philanthropic university. Our intent is to generate funds and give it out to students. We're very proud of the fact that no student has ever been denied education at Ashoka due to financial constraints. So your form expands a little further, and you can actually apply for a merit cum means scholarship, which is specifically for sciences, or a need-based financial aid. Talking about the timelines that we're really looking at, so we have 4 rounds at Ashoka. Round 1's already closed in. If you were to start your application now, or if you're in the middle of your application, round 2 is what you're really looking at. So 11th of January is when you submit your application. If you're ready, submit it now. Don't wait for the last hour. Post the 11th January, you will have on 22nd January, you will have an assessment. It's a common date for everybody who submits their application by 11th of January. It's an online assessment and an on-the-spot essay. And if you get shortlisted anywhere from 22nd January to 24th of March, you will hear from us. We will inbox you. You will pick your time slot for yourself, and we will have the formal interview. By 24th of March, we will give you your admission decisions, and you have an acceptance deadline by the 1st of May. The academic calendar or the year starts for everybody, on 21st of August only. There are 4 rounds. If you miss this deadline, then you fall into round 3 and 4. You can pick and apply in round 3 and 4 as well. My advice would be that it's best to apply early so that you even hear your admission decisions early, but up to you. There are equal chances for every student, irrespective of whichever rounds you apply to. Coming to the fees, financial aids, and the merit cum means scholarship for students, the fees is 11.08 lakhs, which includes the residential cost as well. This is per annum fees that we're talking about. As I mentioned, we have a need-based financial aid policy. Close to 50% of students who study at Ashoka are on financial aid by the university. Now, this could range, so it could be like a 25% scholarship to 50% or 100% scholarship also. We've had 143 students who are on full financial aid by the university, which means the tuition, the residential, as well as the meal cost, everything is covered by the university. We've given out 78 crores of scholarships in 2022 as financial aid to students. And we're very happy that we also have 6% of first generation college goers on our campus. So there is a diversity of students who come at Ashoka. Talking about the merit cum means scholarship, this is specifically for students who are looking at sciences. So if you're looking at anything to do with computer sciences, physics, biology, chemistry, mathematics, it's 100% fee waiver on tuition and residential cost. Again, reminding everybody, once you reach an offer stage, you will have options to apply either for a merit cum means scholarship if you're looking at sciences, or a need-based financial aid. Talking about the summers and semesters, a broad opportunity for students. So these are few for students who've been at a partner university campus: Yale, King's College London, Columbia University, UPenn, HEC Paris. These are few of our partner universities. Also, HEC Paris, it's a very unique partnership. If you look at it, it's a business school that, has a collaboration with a liberal education university. This gives you an opportunity to be at a partner university campus and spend an entire semester or your summers and take that experience at that global campus. And the credits that you get are actually, brought in into your credit system also. It's a unique experience. Students should look forward for this. But yes, the partner university also puts in their criteria in terms of, the GPC that they want to look at, all of that. But a lot of our students do make it, for this experience. Talking about some international partnerships. So these are few partnerships that we have with multiple universities. This is for student exchange, faculty exchange, research, all of that. So UPenn, Yale University, University of Berkeley, Trinity College of Dublin. The recent ones are University of Cambridge and NUS Singapore. And of course, this is not, this is just an indicative list, but the intent is not just to tie up with everybody, but just to maintain that quality of, university that we want to really connect with. If I were a student, I was waiting for this probably, the campus life at Ashoka. So the campus life at Ashoka is very, very rich and vibrant. There is a lot happening on the campus. Of course, let me just also sound everybody, Ashoka, the curriculum at Ashoka is quite rigorous, but there is, I would say, there is a well balance of academic rigor and probably a social life or any other co-curricular activities that you want to pick up on the campus. So the campus is spread across 25 acres. Everything that you possibly need is inside the campus. Your hostel facility, the men's and women's residence halls are separate and they're air conditioned. They're on twin sharing basis. There are no categories of rooms. Everybody gets a very, very similar, category of room. There is medical assistance and first aid available on the campus. We have an infirmary on the campus. Plus, we have tie-ups with local hospitals in case of emergency if you need to connect. Common lounge areas where there is television, reading area, board games, pantry. There's a tuck shop on the campus. There's a stationery shop. There's a salon, a gymnasium, laundry service, everything. So it's like a township, I would say. There's no reason for you to step out of the campus, but yes, you're allowed to step out of the campus also. There's a shuttle service from the campus that takes you to the closest metro station, which is the Jahangirpuri metro station. Clubs and societies of the campus. This is like, the life and the vibrancy on the campus. There are 55 plus clubs and societies, right from baking, dancing, theater, music, dance, gardening. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the latest that I heard was a cryptocurrency club at the campus. So these are, and if you find something missing, you can actually start your own club and society on the campus. These are complete student-driven initiatives. Your inbox will, I think, just be, you will see every 2 minutes that there is something coming in your inbox saying, this club and society is hosting this, you want to participate, you want to actually be part of that, all of that. You will find something of your interest, definitely, or you can start your own club and society also on the campus. Talking about sports and fitness, so we take that very, very seriously on the campus. There are all the facilities, required. We have a 25-meter swimming pool, a multi-purpose court for basketball and badminton, squash courts, a comprehensive gymnasium with latest equipments. We also have a shooting range on the campus. We have courts for cricket, football, basketball. We do have coaches that come on the campus. So it's not just hobby, but it's like serious games on the campus. So you may develop an interest into a sport, or you can continue your interest into a particular sport that you want to. There are competitions also held on the campus. Sport at Ashoka. So we're also, as a university, we are very cognizant of the fact that we are in-housing 5,000 or 2,600 students, and we need to take care of them. And hence, there's a lot of support system that we've created, support in multiple areas. So students with, any kind of learning disabilities or visual impairment, we've had a student with cerebral palsy, and we've been able to take care of that student also. So in case if you are a student who needs any kind of that support, you can write to us, you can let us know as part of your application also, and we will try and support you in a best possible way on the campus, even through the admission process at Ashoka. We also have the ACWB, which is the center that helps you and supports you with anything to do with counseling, to deal with stress, could be academic stress, could be, personal level stress, or anything that you need to share. There's a center, and it's, of course, very confidential. We also have a student affairs body, which is kind of your go-to body, which is for your, student learning and development, or also, just experiencing diversity, inclusion, mutual respect, physical and mental, well-being is taken care by the Students Affairs Office. A very unique offering, and which I haven't seen in many universities, is we have a CWC department, which helps and supports students develop critical thinking, writing, and communication skills. This is beyond what you do in your classrooms. We also have a center for creative writing. So these are the support systems at Ashoka. Talking about the diversity at Ashoka, so socioeconomic diversity, I think we've looked at that stats. I will not repeat myself there, but geographical and cultural diversity. It's something which I always tell students that, it's important that you experience cultural and geographical diversity. I'm safely assuming that each of y'all, who've joined us from multiple cities, you've probably lived in one or two cities in your life, you've gone to one or two schools in your life, and that is probably the ecosystem that we've been exposed to. The world is much larger. You probably dream to work for a multinational, and hence you will have clients across the globe. You will deal with people and employees across. Hence, it's important that you also learn to cross those boundaries. At Ashoka, the geographical diversity is across 16 countries, students coming from 109 cities and from 410 schools. And believe me, it's different, to grow up in a metro city, to grow up in a two-tier city, to have those cultural differences, to know, your experiences are different, all of that, and to probably embrace that, to be empathetic, or to adjust and adapt everything. Talking about the gender diversity at Ashoka, 59% women, 40% men, 1% other gender. The placements and higher ed. Now, this is probably a slide where parents get a little alert saying, what's the future like? I get it. Here's what, some statistics and numbers. So number of students placed, 336. These are the ones who applied to us saying we would want the university to help us with the placements. We also, sorry, I just jumped. Yeah. So these are the companies, that, have come and hired our students. The median salaries being 10.6, highest packages being 37 lakhs. This could differ and change for you. Again, depends on the industry, the job profile that you want to apply for. Placements, and what I want you to really focus, of course, these are all companies that we've heard of, but focus on the sectors. And this is possible only at a liberal education campus. If you were a technology campus, or if you're an engineering campus, you will have only technology companies coming and hiring you. But here, because you're a liberal education campus, you have right from banking, finance to management consultancy, technology, education, research, media, startups, think tanks, all of them come and hire you. So you decide which way your career, has to go, what kind of roles you want to pick up. If you were to talk about what kind of profiles do these kids or students at Ashoka get hired from, right from being a business analyst to product development to getting into PR or getting into data sciences or getting into research or becoming a business strategist. These are multiple careers and roles that are offered to our students. We have a dedicated placement cell that supports and helps students right from your year one onwards and helping you develop this over your 4 years at Ashoka. Higher studies after Ashoka, not everybody wants to pick up a job immediately after graduating. So of course, and I'm assuming that, most of you all will plan for your, post-graduations also. And we're very proud of the fact that the top ranked universities today, across the globe have accepted Ashoka, and our students have been able to crack the top rank, So most often when, parents and students ask me, I tell them that we don't have tie-ups with universities for your post-graduation, but we definitely promise you the rigor and your students will be able to crack the top rank with what we prepare them in the 4 years that you're at Ashoka. So University of Oxford, Cornell University, Columbia University, NYU, ISB, NUS, these are top ranked universities. So if our students could find place here, I'm sure anything below is also, I'm sure your students will find a place there as well. Talking about my last slide here, the undergraduate graduate admissions application deadline for round 2 is 11th of January. If you haven't started your application, nevertheless, start it now. There are no charges. Just go on the website, click on register yourself and start your application. It's an experience in itself. It's a very introspective journey to go through the Ashoka application process. With that, I'm going to stop share. Okay, let me just talk about YSP also before I stop share. That's the YSP program, which is a Young Scholars Program. This is the program for students right from high school, say from grade 9 to 12th, who can take up the program. If you're in your grade 12th, maybe you're a little late for this. This is in the summers. This is to experience the university. It's a 1-week residential program. We also will come up with like a YSP Sciences also. So you can choose which one you want to do. It's 1-week residential on the campus. It gets you to understand and know the university, the faculty, the teaching learning style, also your peers, your campus life, all of that. Having said that, if you're a YSP or graduate, doesn't mean that you have a sure shot, application, your sure shot admission into the university, but it does deepen your understanding of the university, and it's a good experience to have on your profiles as well. So that's about the YSP Sciences. The applications for YSP Sciences will open up in the month of January, next month, very soon. Keep looking up to the website for that information, and you can sign up for that program as well. With that, I'm going to stop share, Priya.
Yes, Jinal.
Yeah. So students, if you have any questions, I and Priya will look forward to answer them. You can put them in your Q&A box.
All right. Thank you so much, Jinal, for such a comprehensive overview of Ashoka University, the undergraduate program. With that, we will now take up some questions. I will give Jinal some break and take up questions on academics and admissions process. So for those of you who have typed in your questions, please be with us. We want to cover as many questions as possible. So if you have typed in your question, we will come to you. So here's the first question. Request you to share if Ashoka offers a pass course degree that allows students to take up only minors and not major in any particular subject. I am so sorry, but majors are mandatory. If you want to graduate with a degree from Ashoka University, you will have to take up a major. Could be a pure major, could be an interdisciplinary major, but majors are mandatory for you. Next question. I want to know whether Ashoka students can study 2 majors. Well, good news for you. However, you will have to take up a 4th year to complete 2 majors in case you'd like to pursue both of them. Okay, so that will be a 4-year program. It is possible but very difficult to complete 2 majors in 3 years. So you will have to look forward to a 4-year degree. Next question. Would you suggest an interdisciplinary major for 2 subjects that you have not previously taken in class 12? Well, we're not going to suggest anything. It's all up to your interests and capabilities. Well, if you are interested in, let's say, a major that doesn't require any that doesn't have any prerequisite, such as English and media studies, and you're coming from a science background. If you'd like to make that switch, well, sure, go ahead with it and follow your passion, whatever suits your goals. As far as interdisciplinary majors go, you don't need to have that background per se. But if it is something like computer science and entrepreneurship, that computer science bit will require a mathematics background, or for you to have taken mathematical thinking and calculus 1 at Ashoka. Moving on to the admissions process, somebody here has asked, last year I did not make it to the interview round. So will that dwindle my chances of getting in the university this year? Short answer would be no, not at all. We are not going to judge you on the basis of your previous attempts. However, we do expect an improvement from your last year's application in case you're applying for the second time. So make sure you make some sort of change and show us that you have done something apart from what you have done in the previous application. Next question. What is the percentage proportion of marks to extracurricular activities and other such in the admissions process? So as Gina has already mentioned, it is a holistic admissions process. So we're looking at everything at once. We haven't divided the applications process in such a way that your marks contribute 20% to it, or your extracurriculars are contributing 30% to it. We haven't divided we haven't divided it as such. We are looking at all the categories together. Next question. What academic scores do we have to submit? So as Gina has already mentioned, you have to submit grades from class 10th, 11th, and in case you don't have your class 12th results, that is, you're going to appear for your class 12th board exam this year, then you have to submit your predicted scores. Now you can either self-predict these scores, or you can get self-predicted scores from your school. Is there a minimum grade required? So again, short answer is no. There is no minimum grade or percentage required to apply to Ashoka University. Can the application essay exceed the word limit? No, the answer, the direct answer to your question is going to be no. If you have looked at the application portal, in case, let's say, you try to go above the word limit, the box won't allow you to. So you have to stick to the word limit. All right, so there are a couple of more questions on academics, so I'll cover that as well. Is minor compulsory? Again, short answer is no. Minors are not at all compulsory. These are optional subjects that you can choose to take. How many minors can a student take in one major? So I'll just elaborate on this a little. Majors and minors are completely different. Minors do not come under a major. Okay, so your major is completely separate from a minor, and I have seen students complete two majors with one minor, but then you also have to dedicate more time to academics, in the sense perhaps you may not get enough time um, to maybe excel in the sports activities, or you may not get enough time to go for internships if you take up more than one minor. Next question. Is there a restricted number of seats in any of the majors? Likewise, is there a minimum number of students required for any major or a minor? So no and no. There is no restricted number set on the seats for any major or for any minor. So if there are, if let's say economics is a very popular major, and we have more than half of the university pursuing a major in economics, that is not at all going to be a problem. Is chem a prerequisite for bioscience? No, chemistry is not a prerequisite for biosciences. Biosciences, we do not offer it as a degree. That is something you study under the biology major. Next question. How does one compare, say, BSc degree in computer science to a BTech in computer science from some of the better known private engineering colleges? So here I would like to use a couple of examples. I will start from placement. When Gino was covering the slide on placements, you all saw the highest package, which was of 37 lakhs. So I'd like to reveal that it was offered by Google to a computer science student. Now, the student didn't have an engineering background. It was a BSc in computer science from Ashoka University. So when it comes to hiring, a BSc degree in computer science from Ashoka University is now being seen equivalent to a BTech in computer science from other engineering colleges in the country. And why is that? when it comes to the curriculum, the computer science that is taught at Ashoka is very, very research centric. So you're also looking at a lot of innovation. Students are given the liberty to work on things that have not previously been worked on. So let's say you have an idea, you have a concept, there's something new that's coming up in the world, and you'd like to explore that. But that is not coming under already offered courses at Ashoka. You can just approach a professor and let them know, Professor, this is some research that I'd like to do on this new topic. Now, you will have the liberty to go ahead with that research and also get credits for the same. Next, are there any interdisciplinary options present, or can I choose any two subjects, do my excuse me, and do my interdisciplinary major in that? So, the interdisciplinary majors are preset. You cannot design your own interdisciplinary major. However, you can do an equivalent major in two subjects in case they are not already present as interdisciplinary majors. And you can also choose to do a minor in one subject and a major in the other. However, you won't be allowed to create an interdisciplinary major on your own. Finally, are co-curricular activities compulsory? So not co-curricular activities per se, but co-curricular courses are compulsory. You need to do two co-curricular courses to graduate with an undergraduate degree. And these co-curricular courses, as an alumna, I can say for sure, are really fun. So while we only have to do two, most of the students end up doing six co-curricular activities, which is one co-curricular activity per semester, because they are very unique and fun to do. All right, so taking a couple of questions from admissions process. What if I do not get accepted in the second round? Will I be considered if I apply in the third round? So no, you can only apply once in an admission cycle. So in case you are rejected in round two, you won't be able to apply in the following rounds. All right. So with that, I will pass it on to Jinal. I hope Jinal, you've had your little break. So here's the next question. If I take psychology and philosophy as a major for 3 years and then only pursue psychology for the fourth, will it be valid?
Yes, technically it will be valid. So you take up one major, either your psych could be your major or your philosophy could be your major, or you taking up an interdisciplinary major. And yes, you can do an advanced level of any one in your fourth year also. Yes.
All right. So here are a couple of questions on scores and SAT. A student asks, will I have to submit my SAT score officially, or self-reporting is something that works?
So yes, self-reporting works. In case if the department feels that they want to, then we'll ask you for it. But right now, self-reporting works.
All right. Next, a student asks, if I have taken AP exams as a CBSE student, can I submit those scores?
Yes, you can submit those scores.
Okay. Here, a student asks, what if I'm giving the SAT, but it is after my boards and not before the deadline for applications?
So as I've mentioned, SAT is not mandatory. So you can actually submit your application. And we do get a lot of applicants who submit their application without a SAT. So you're not at a disadvantage there. We will any which ways assess you on the AAA, which is the Ashoka aptitude test. So don't wait to take your SAT and then apply to Ashoka. Apply without the SAT score. You will take the AAA. We will assess you basis that, and we will let you know if we can give you an admission offer or not.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you for that, Gina. So we have some questions on AAA, which is Ashoka Aptitude Assessment. A student asks, I would like to understand whether the aptitude test scores will determine my entry.
So again, there's no straight answer to this. It's a holistic admission process. We will look at everything. It's almost like a jigsaw puzzle. If everything fits right, it fits right. We will look at your academic scores, your co-curriculars, your letter of recommendation, and your aptitude test scores. plus your on-the-spot essay, your interview, everything put together will be looked into and then you will make it. So it's not just the aptitude score. You could probably do amazing at the aptitude score and still not hear from us. And you could do probably not too good and you will still make it at Ashoka. So the possibilities are both the ways.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Jinal. Next question is, can we apply without giving standardized tests?
Yes, you can. That's what we mentioned over and over. Over again, don't wait for your board exams. Don't wait for your, SAT, ACT scores, CUET scores. We don't need to look at any of this. We have a holistic admission process. We're wanting to look at you from multiple other aspects, and hence we have put all those sections in the application. That is good enough indication for us to decide whether we want to give you an admission offer or not. Do not await to appear those exams or hear the results of those exams. Apply without that and we'll be good to assess you.
Thank you for that answer, Gina. Here's the next question. A student asks, and it's probably one of the most popular questions out there. Sorry, just one second. Yeah. How to prepare for the AAA? Any study material we have to go through?
Yes. So one, let me take this off your back. It's an aptitude test. It's not an entrance exam. Entrance exam kind of requires a lot of rigor preparation. But an aptitude test is sure, reflection of your aptitudes, which you've developed over your couple of years. However, still to have an understanding of what I will be asked, there is a sample paper on the website. You can look up to that as well. My team's also posted that, on the, chat box right now. You can click on that link as well. You'll get to see the resource material. It's based on Cambridge thinking assessment skills. If you want to refer to that also, you can refer to that, but you will be able to attempt that without, a lot of preparation. Just walk in. It's very basic.
Thank you so much for that, Jinal. Here's another question. What if any of the Ashoka dates clash with both practical exams or exam dates?
Yeah, so we've also curated the calendar very carefully. We've looked at multiple calendars in India, and hence we've curated those those dates. However, the assessments and the on-the-spot essay are usually over a weekend, mostly on a Sunday, so it will not clash with anything else. You still get a time slot there. So the aptitude test opens from say 9 in the morning till 4 in the evening. You can start at any point, and once you start, you've got to complete it. So say your practical exams in the morning, you can take the Ashoka aptitude test and the on the spot in the second half of the day. So we've been mindful of that. So technically it will never clash. In case if there's a clash, you can, of course, let us know and we will look at it on a case-to-case basis. But it's a rare of a possibility that it will clash.
A student asks, are there cases where a student can be exempted from the aptitude test or the essay or the interview?
There are no such cases, dear. You will have to appear for all of that. These are also, if you submit your application but don't appear for the aptitude test and on the spot essay, your application gets rejected then and there. So it's considered to be an incomplete application. Hence, it's very important that you take all the three pieces, say the aptitude test, the application form, and the on-the-spot essay. Then cross your fingers and wait to hear from us for an interview call.
Thank you so much for that, Gina. I'm going to take up a question on academics here. A student asks if BSc in economics and finance a 4-year degree or a 3-year degree. So BSc in economics and finance is an interdisciplinary major that can be done in 3 years. However, if you would like to write a thesis, or you'd like to be a teaching assistant to a professor, you would like to pursue an entirely new minor, or if you'd like to go for the Ashoka quest, you can take up that 4th year with research and stay back for the Ashoka Scholars Program. Questions on admission. So a student asks, if I have done an internship, should I mention that in extracurriculars? Because I have engaged in 3 different activities. So should I highlight that instead? Jinal, would you like to take that?
Yeah. Yes. So here is the thing between the other activities and your internship, what really matters most to you? So, because we have given you a limit there, you will not be able to mention everything. Whatever is of priority and most closest in terms of your passion area, pick that and put that. It could be the internship, it could be your other activity.
All right. Here's another question I'd like to throw to you, Gina. Does the admissions department look for something unique from students who have taken a gap year?
There's nothing unique that we're looking at. It's just that we'll want to know what did you do in your gap year. So you should be able to give us enough information in terms of what was that gap year for, what was your reasoning around it, and how did you best utilize that gap year. We will not be looking at you in from any other different lens. You are as much welcome at Ashoka. It's not at a disadvantage because you took a gap year. We're not judging you there. It's just that we'll want to know you, and hence we will ask you what your gap year was like.
Thank you for that, Gina. I'll take this question on triple A. A student asks how long, what is the duration of the aptitude test and the on-the-spot essay? So the aptitude test is 90 minutes, which is 1 hour and 30 minutes. And the on-the-spot essay is a 30-minute long essay. So here are a couple of questions for interview that I'd like to throw to you, Gina. So first question is, I have my interview on the 6th. Any tips?
Congratulations, first place that you made it to the interview. Interview is more like a candid conversation. It is not an interview. Nobody is grilling you or asking you any general knowledge questions per se. It is basic conversation. Refer to your application, whatever you've written in your application, because assuming that you submitted your application a month back, you've probably forgotten what you've written. But the interviewer definitely is referring to your application. You are also allowed to ask questions. So it's not a one-way conversation. If you have any questions, you can definitely ask. Do a bit of research around the university, around the department, the intended majors that you've mentioned. Not necessary that there will be questions related to intended majors, but yes, if you've given some interest area, if your application talks about one particular strong opinion or any particular topic, then there are possibilities of any questions coming that way also. Rest is just a candid conversation. You can take the conversation any direction that you want to, and don't be nervous. Yeah, very important. That's it.
So here's a follow-up question, Gina. Is the interview more technical or personal?
It's personal. It's not very technical. It's just that we want to know you more. We've read your essays, we've looked at your co-curriculars, we've looked at your academic scores, everything, and hence it's very interesting to have a conversation with you. So it's a very, very personal, interview. It can get technical to the point that, sometimes you may be asked questions related to, as I mentioned earlier, maybe the intended majors or the research or an internship that you've done, something that you've mentioned in your own application, and then you've invited question around that. And assuming that if that stands true, you'll be able to kind of talk about it also. So it's just an extended conversation. There is no technicality involved in the interview, and hence I think it's just an interaction. Take it like that. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that, Gina. Let me take a couple of questions on financial aid and student life. So a student asks, is there another link for financial aid? Because what I have found in the general website is a sample of the form. So let me explain how the financial aid process works. It only starts after you have received a confirmed offer of admission, not a conditional, not a waitlist, but a confirmed offer of admission. That bright and shining letter saying congratulations and welcome to the class of 2023 of Ashoka University. So once you receive that confirmed offer, you are given the option asking you if you'd like to go forward with the financial aid. process. So if you would like to go ahead with it, just click on the link, and then the portal will open up for you. Now, the sample that you see on the website is exactly what the portal looks like. So you have to fill in those details. And to give you a heads up, we have uploaded that sample that you currently see on the website. So no, there is no separate link or side by side process of financial aid. It is a part of your admissions process that starts once you have received a confirmed offer of admissions. Okay. Next, do we get a scholarship for liberal arts as well? So let me just clarify the financial aid program and the merit come means scholarship, which Jinal can throw more light on. So financial aid is for any student who has received offer of admissions from Ashoka University, regardless of what you have studied in the past or what you are going to study in future. Anyone from a BSc in computer science intended to a BA in literature can apply for financial aid. So once you receive that offer of admission, regardless of your background or what you are intending to pursue at Ashoka, you can go ahead with the financial aid process. So financial aid is for all the students who have received admissions offer, regardless of what they have studied in the past or what they're going to study in future at Ashoka. Now there is something else. Now this is something different from financial aid, which is the merit come means scholarship. Jinal, would you like to throw some light on it?
Sure. Yes. So, as Priya's mentioned, there are two options. Either you apply for the need-based financial aid or you apply for a merit cum means scholarship. So, merit cum means scholarship is specific to students who are looking at sciences. When I say sciences, it includes physics, biology, chemistry, computer sciences, and mathematics. If you intend to major in any four of these, you can actually apply for a merit cum means scholarship. The additional work that you have to do if you want to apply for a merit cum means scholarship is that we will ask you to write one more, say, SOP, which is your statement of purpose. So beyond the essays that you've written as part of your application and the on-the-spot essay, you will write one more statement of purpose and you will submit that to us. Plus, you will have additional interaction with the sciences faculty, and then you will be shortlisted and you will be given a merit cum means scholarship. Once you get the merit cum means scholarship, it's 100% waiver on your tuition and your residential costs for the entire duration of your stay at Ashoka University. So again, these are two separate things. Don't worry about this at this point in time. If you make it to the offer stage, you will be given more details about this. Post the offer, both the options open up for you. If you don't make it to the merit cum means scholarship, you can still apply for financial aid. That remains open for everybody. Yes.
Thank you so much for that, Jinal. So here's the question. On sports and athletics at Ashoka. How does Ashoka support athletes? What flexibility is provided for them to go to competitions, tournaments, etc.? Follow up, do you provide scholarships to nurture youth who are brilliant in sports and, in this case, even academics? So let me just start with the sports facilities. We have everything ranging from a football field to a shooting range to a squash court, to badminton court. So in terms of facilities, everything is available at Ashoka. And when it comes to flexibility for them to go to competitions and tournaments, they can, of course, there's a sports sorry, there's a sports ministry on campus that helps them with extension when it comes to assignments or attendance when it comes to classes. There's a sports ministry that helps regulate all of this, and they also cover the cost of travel in case you're traveling to another university or to another city for a championship representing Ashoka. So all of that is looked after by a ministry of sports at Ashoka, so no need to worry about that. We have Ashokan teams representing us all around Delhi NCR. Recently, our women's football team also won a tournament in Delhi NCR. So yes, we do look after look after their growth when it comes to sports and other activities. When it comes to scholarship, we do not have a scholarship per se for sports. However, as we already discussed, we have two options for you. One is the need-based financial aid that any student can apply to once they have the confirmed offer of admissions from Ashoka, and the second one is merit cum means scholarship for the sciences. So I hope that covers it up. Next, we move on to some general questions. So here's one that I'd like to pass on to you, Gina. Please share how the SEN department or team supports the students, that is special education for students on campus.
Sure. So we have a dedicated team that supports the students, in terms of any disability that you have. Could be a physical disability, could be a learning disability. As I've already mentioned, we have a student with cerebral palsy on the campus, and we've been able to support that. At this point in time, as part of your application, we have a section called Support at Ashoka, where you can mention what are your requirements. You can attach your certificates that you have, in medical certificates or the counselor certificates that you have. And also, as part of the aptitude test, if you require additional time, you can write to us and we will be able to give you additional time for your aptitude test and on the spot essay also. That's part of the application process. Also, when you're at the university, you may need any special support. Hence, the department is there to take care of that. We will have one-on-one conversation with you, understanding what your requirement is and what are the capabilities of the university to support that. But we've done that previously, and we've been able to accommodate the students with no judgment. And also, the Ashoka student body is a very, very, I would say, supportive body. Students are very, very empathetic and inclusive. Hence, you may not really face any challenges when you're at the campus. But of course, if there's any case-to-case discussion that you'd like to have with us, do write into us and we'll be very happy to have a conversation and understand the specific needs that you have.
Thank you for that, Gina. Here's another question. I'll just take it up. Do all students have the option to join the foreign universities for a short duration? Well, we have two options in case you'd like to go abroad for a short duration. One is summer abroad, and the other one is semester abroad. So when the forms for summer or semester abroad opens up, they open up for all the students. So short answer would be yes, all students are presented with the opportunity to go abroad for a short duration. All right, here's another question. Can you please tell us about the placements related to the psychology field? So I'll just answer it briefly by telling you how placements actually work. So whenever a company comes to Ashoka for placements, they don't come for a specific major or minor student. That's how 95% of the companies work. They come in for Ashoka students, not specifying any major or minor. So you can apply to any organization. It could be from management and consulting, it could be from media and communication, it could be from banking and finance. So you basically have the option to join any organization from any industry. It all depends on the job profile, if that is something that suits you, and what are the skills that they require versus what are some skills that you have mastered over the period of your degree. So I won't be able to throw much light on psychology placements, major specific placements. However, a lot of students, psychology students, do prefer going into the human resources field. They initially join as management trainee, and after being trained in various departments, they tend to take up human resources more often. All right. So the next question: when does the YSP generally take place? So YSP generally takes place in the month of May, which is when most schools are having their summer vacation. Next question, I'll pass it on to you, Gina. A student asks, does it matter that the child was born in which geography, or if fees are different for NRI, Indian residents, OCI?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, the fees are the same. The team can also talk about it, probably, but the fee structures are the same for everyone. Yeah.
All right. Here's the next question. Just one second. Yes, a student asks, can I include school club activities and other school level competition under one subheading of co-curricular activity? So, Jinal, would you like to comment?
Yes. While you can technically club that, but that may just not give us a right impression of what your interest strongly is into. Uh, and a word of caution, don't just attach bunch of certificates. We're not really interested in certificates, but we're interested in the level of passion, dedication, and consistency you've shown into a particular activity. So what a good idea maybe is to pick up two or three of them, or two or three of the activities that really matter to you the most, and talk about that to us. Don't just give us everything and say, please sort it out for yourself and figure out what am I good at. Don't do that. It's good to just pick up two, three activities and then just mention those specifically to us.
All right. So, here's an interesting question. For 2024, when should we apply?
Okay. So the registrations usually open up by June, and the applications open up by October end, and hence you can keep looking up to the website for the same. But June is when once you register, then you will notified about when the application forms open up. The application form largely would remain the same. The prompts and the essays change every year. So technically, the essay prompts that are this year may change next year, will change definitely next year. But I think June is where you should register yourself. October is where you can start the application.
All right. Thank you for answering that, Jinal. I'll just take up this academic question. A student asks, can a student take economics as a major and PPE as a minor? Is this not a duplication of economic subject? So first of all, I would just like to clarify that you cannot, I repeat, you cannot take interdisciplinary majors as minors. You can take interdisciplinary majors as only majors, thus interdisciplinary major. However, you can take pure majors as minors. All right. So pure majors can be majors and minors. Interdisciplinary majors can only be majors. And the minor section that you see, those can only be minors. I hope that clarifies. So here's another question. Are there internships in company as a part of the course? So I'll just take that up. We do have some internships that students do as a part of the course. Let's say you are doing a course in the psychology department. As a part of the course, you may be an intern to a professor in their laboratory, or you may be an intern at a professor's NGO, or any other organization that they're also working at. So that's of course there. However, the career development office that Janelle also mentioned helps you with internships. So students get to have internships every summer, so they can apply for internships via the career development office, and they can choose to do an internship during the summer period, which is approximately 3 months long. So even first year students indulge in internships. So yes, internships are very much a part of your Ashokan curricula. Here's another question. How long does it take to finish masters from Ashoka after UG from Ashoka? Is it 1 year for econ honors followed with masters in econ?
Okay, that's a question for me. Okay, I'll answer that. So,
Yeah.
yes. So at Ashoka, you finish your graduation in 3 years. The fourth year gives you the research degree. So technically, I would say it's a 4-year program. As a university, we always wanted to bring in a 4-year program. And however, you will have the option to exit at 3 years if you want to. But largely we've seen 80% of students stay back and do their fourth year also at Ashoka. It comes to your advantage where you will be, however, it's not a master's program, just to clarify, because the word that you used in your question, whoever the student is, the master's. This is not a master's program. This is the undergrad program. The master's programs, I mean, most students sign up after this. So this is a 12 plus 4-year program is what you can call this to be. And then your post-graduation program, which is your master's program, follow after this. Yeah.
All right. So here's one interesting question, and I think we can end after this. A student asks, is there any negative marking in the AAA examination for wrong answers?
Oh, there is no negative marking, if I'm not mistaken. Priya, you may correct me if I'm not mistaken there, but I'm not sure. But I don't think we give you any negative marking. Do we? We don't.
No, there is no negative marking. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, all right. With that, we come to the end of today's session. Thank you for joining us. We hope that this webinar was helpful in understanding Ashoka's undergraduate program. We would really appreciate it if you could take a minute to share your valuable feedback with us. The link to the feedback form is provided in the chat box. Please note that the recording of this session will be available on Ashoka's YouTube channel in case you'd like to share it with your friends. Next week, we will have in-person open houses in a few cities across the country. There, you'll be able to meet Ashoka counselors and clarify your doubts regarding the undergraduate admission and application process. The registration link for the same is in the chat box. Before we end the session, I would once again like to inform our audience that the deadline for round 2 of the undergraduate program starting August 2023 is 11th January 2023. I would encourage students to start early and have access to personalized mentorship from our academic counselors and get a confirmed offer of admission and financial aid by March 2023. If you have any further queries, you can also write to us at ugapply@ashoka.edu.in or contact us on the number given on the screen. This brings us to the end of the session. Please take care and stay safe.